Here we are again. I got a lot of feedback that people thought that the work that was due on Tuesday yesterday was a little bit challenging. Um, so what I want to do is I kind of want to go through this again and kind of explain this in another way. Um, I have here a website. We're going to kind of watch it together. The roller coaster goes through the ride like this, and you can see that the pie chart is going crazy. But let's examine it. I'm going to hit the step button. What's happening right now? As you can see, there's a black chain thing there that lifts it up. That is the chain that lifts the roller coaster up the very first hill. Interesting to note, the roller coaster can never go higher can never go higher than the first hill, because if all the energy it has is potential there, it would all it can do is convert its energy back and forth between potential and kinetic. It would never have more energy to go higher than that first hill. So the chain gives the roller coaster the energy, but then once it's off, it's off. So let's watch what happens. Right now, this pie chart right here is saying that it's all potential energy because it's all pink. When I hit the step button, now the pie chart, this pie chart right here, is almost all blue. And that makes sense. As you go down the hill, you lose potential energy, you gain kinetic energy. You lose height and you gain speed. Don't forget, height is connected to potential energy, speed is connected to kinetic energy. Then you start to go up the loop. As you go up the loop, you're losing speed, you're slowing down, so that means your kinetic energy is decreasing, but you're getting higher, so that means your potential energy is increasing. So you get to the top where you have a lot of potential energy and not as much kinetic energy. If you notice on roller coasters, it's possible. Some metal roller coasters make it so that you always go the same speed because there's extra forces they add. But sometimes if you watch a roller coaster, you're actually going the slowest at the very top of the loop. Because when you are highest off the ground, the higher you are, the slower you go because of this energy transfer. Then it converts back into kinetic energy, and then, just back and forth transfer. So I could just look at these 6 steps and I could just tell which one's going to have the most potential energy, which one's going to have the most kinetic energy. And part of your work today is going to be to figure out, like, let's just look at steps 1. Let's just make them obvious, 2 and 6. Let's just look at them. Of those 3 spots, which one has the most PE? Well, which one is highest in the air? Remember, PE is connected to height. So of 1, 2, and 6, PE would have the most. PE, spot 1 would have the most potential energy. Then spot 6. Then spot 2. And I'm just going to say most right here. Okay? Now let's think about KE, kinetic energy. Now, kinetic energy depends on velocity. Of these 3 spots, when was it going the fastest? Well, it was going the fastest at 2. Well, I don't know if it was going faster at 6 or 1, but I know at 1 it was almost all potential energy. It wasn't really moving. Here's the key. If you can figure out the order to 1, if you could figure out the order for PE, KE is just going to be the exact opposite order. What about height? Okay, of those 3 spots, which one has the most height? The height and the potential energies are always going to be the same. The height and the potential energies are always going to be the same. The velocity and the kinetic energies are always going to be the same because they're connected. So when is it going the fastest? It's going the fastest at spot 2, then 6, and it's going the slowest at spot 1. So the questions you ask yourselves should be to determine potential energy, how high up it is off the ground, to determine the kinetic energy, how fast it's going. This graph was able to show you how fast it was going, but if you don't get a graph like that, just remember that the kinetic energy is opposite the potential energy. terms of a ranking. So you have a Google form where you're going to have a picture, and you're going to have to rank things based off the picture. It's going to work just like this. I'm trying to understand the concepts of potential and kinetic energy. Oh, sorry. I meant to reset that. The main thing that you're going to work on for the rest of the week in this class is this. I'm going to send you the link to this. Just hit, if ever it says on your computer, oh, it can't. I know it can work on the Chromebooks. Hit the allow button. Just say okay. It's going to say like, do we want to use Flash? Yes, you want to use that. Just hit allow. Block the pop-up. If you really have trouble getting through it, let me know. But you can use this website on a Chromebook. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a roller coaster. So when you get to this, this is the website where it's going to link you. You are going to click right here where it says build a roller coaster. She's going to talk to you and kind of explain what to do, but I also want to just give you a quick rundown of how this works. You're going to build a roller coaster, a simulated roller coaster. By clicking the color button, you can change the color. By clicking the detail, you can change the little details. And then by clicking the theme here, you could change the theme. Now, you probably don't care too much about all that. I mean, some of them are kind of cool. But I want you to notice that this little locked sign right here. This is the bonus theme. If you want to spend enough time on this and unlock the missing bonus theme, I can give you enough extra credit so that you could essentially not have to do a week's worth of work in this class. But you have to get and show me a screenshot of you getting 2,900 or more points and telling me what the mystery theme is. So that's only if you want to. I'm not going to lie. That's not easy. It takes a lot of time. I've had students do it before, but it's not something you could just do in 5 minutes. You could probably finish this whole thing in 5 minutes, but you probably won't be able to unlock that in 5 minutes. So you get to decide if you want to spend the time doing that. Your goal, as you go through this, so you can, again, this does have to do with energy. You see at the top of the screen says PE and KE. You can change the number of cars that your coaster has. You'll see how that's going to play a role later. So essentially, what you want to do here is this is how you get to design your coaster. Now, a lot of people get really confused here. This is the part. This is where you're going to spend most of the time working. If you see these black dots, if you click and hold the black dot, you can move it up or down. All right? And this is going to be the size of your first hill. So I'm just going to move this all the way up. Okay? Now, I want to build a track from that point. I can either put in a hill or a loop at this point. I'm going to put in a hill. So I click the hill button, and where do I want my hill to go? I don't know. I want it to go there. Great. Then I want to go ahead and put in something else. So I'm going to click this spot again. Oh, okay. So I can move it up and down by clicking and holding the black center. If I want to add a loop, I can click the loop, and depending on how I move it, my mouse cursor, I can affect the size of the loop. And then I'm going to go ahead and have a little hill to the end. So your goal is to build a roller coaster that will work and go from the beginning to the end. Now, wait a minute, Pseudo. How am I supposed to know how that works? When you hit next, It's going to actually run a simulation of the roller coaster that you just built. So what you have to remember is you want to make sure that the energy, the potential energy, your first cell needs to be pretty big so you have enough energy. This will include friction. So over time, that's what that orange dissipated energy is. Over time, you will lose energy. When you are done, when you successfully complete it, if you hit next, it'll say success in the newspaper. It'll say success right here. See, right here on mine, it said stuck. On yours, it'll say success. When you get a successful roller coaster, take a screenshot of this screen and send it to me. I got 964 points. I needed 2,900 points to get the extra credit to unlock the new skin. So, this is your goal, just to make it say success right here. I don't care how, I don't care how simple it is, you just have to make it say success. You will have to figure out, this will take some trial and error, and in the process, you will kind of see the exchange between potential and kinetic energy and feel more comfortable with that. This is your assignment, to build a roller coaster, have it work, say success, and then take a screenshot of it and attach it to the assignment. That is your goal. If your score is more than 2,900, that's where the extra credit comes in. I know there will be questions, and I will be here all day to help.